Hey, so I want to share a short story with you that will help you understand marketing for your business. So, over the weekend, I took my brother and my two boys offshore fishing in the kind of the boat you see behind me. We got up early. I got things ready for us the night before, made lunches, packed up snacks, set up rods, made sure we had bait and rigs and all that sort of stuff. Now, I wouldn't say we're experts, but we catch fish, and I have so much respect for guys that catch fish consistently. And because they do some things right. So the same is true in business, which I will explain. So the morning, the forecast was calling for 2 to 3 foot seas, 8 seconds apart, which is pretty calm in the Atlantic. So we were looking forward to not getting beat up on the boat. And in the morning, we dropped the boat into the water, and then we headed out of the canal. And we're about 12 miles from the end of the jetty. So it takes us about 20 minutes to hit the ocean from where we are. And the cool thing is the river was dead calm. The sun was up and it was already about 80 degrees that morning. So our first spot was going to be about 20 miles offshore where we would catch live bait using these rigs called sabikis. Basically, it's a line with a bunch of hooks on it and little pieces of like shiny plastic that looks like bait fish. Anyways, from there, we would head to another spot for the target species of fish that we were after. And we dropped the sabikis into the water and started pulling up live bait really, really quickly, which was awesome. It's a lot of fun too. So the bait well was filled up, and then we headed to our other fishing spot. We rigged up the rods with a live bait. We also had some dead bait. And anyway, so pretty quickly, the rod tips were bent over, and we pulled in some fish, some grouper, red snapper, and some other fish. I really don't know what the name of it, but anyways. So we tried another spot and nothing. And then we tried another spot and nothing. And then we hit another spot and I pulled in a 130-pound nurse shark that I fought for, 20 minutes. It felt like forever. And by about that time, it was about 1:30, and we could see like storm clouds kind of gathering on shore. So with some fish in the box, we decided to kind of bounce out. And so here's kind of the big idea behind, catching fish consistently. You really need 3 things. 1, you need to know your target species. You need to know where they live, and you need to know what they eat, and specifically what they're eating that day. And so fishing is really exactly like marketing, and so many business owners don't understand some of the basic fundamentals. And in this video, I'm going to walk through a few of those things and draw direct parallels to fishing, which I love, and business, which I also love. And I'm going to sketch some things out on my iPad. So let's talk about how fishing and marketing are very similar in some of the key elements that you need when going out. And some of those same key elements are pretty much the same when you're trying to market your business, your financial services firm, or whatever it is you're trying to market. So let's talk about fishing. So if you remember, we talked about how you need 3 things, right? You need to know your target species. Like, what are you after? You need to know, right, where they live. And you need to know what they eat. Right? And specifically, you need to kind of know what they're eating that day because it can change. It can change with different times of year. It can change with weather conditions as to kind of what baits work the best. And so there's other variables at play when you're fishing for sure, but these are the main 3, right? Target fish, what are you after? Where do they live? And what do they eat? And so what a lot of times people do when they're trying to catch fish is, 1, they don't identify what fish they're actually trying to catch, and they guess at, where they live, and they have no idea what they eat. And so for so many people, when they go out fishing, they're really just kind of hoping, they catch fish. Now, even the best fishermen don't always catch kind of what they're after. It's true. Again, like I said, there's other variables at play here, but if you can nail these 3, there's a fighting chance you're going to catch some fish. Well, now what's really interesting about this is that marketing is really kind of the same thing. So if we kind of take a look at marketing, What do you need? Well, you need to know your target fish, or in this case, who your audience is or your target client. That's really important. Who's your target client? And then you need to, just like in fishing, right? You need to know where they live. So, but in this case, where can you reach them, right? Where can you reach them? Okay, and so then if we take a look at, fishing, well, what do they eat? Well, in this case, with marketing, we're not necessarily so concerned about what they eat, although that could factor in if we were, a restaurant. But for other things, like let's say we've got a product or a service, a lot of our clients are financial advisors and consultants and coaches, and so we got to know, like, what are these people interested in getting help with? And so this comes down to, what do they need, want, desire? And if we can figure these things out, this basically becomes our message. Or in the fishing world, right, these two things, we'd call this, our bait, right? What are they after? What do they want? What will they eat? And so what's really, really cool is if you understand these three things about fishing, there's a better chance you're going to catch some fish. And if you understand these three things about marketing and marketing for your business, there's a good chance, you're going to get more clients, right? And it's really super, super simple. But what most people don't do when they go to market their business is they don't know who their target client is. They have no idea where they can reach them or how. And they don't understand what their message is. They don't understand what their target clients need, wants and desires are. And so when they go out to do any sort of marketing, really, just like how the poor fishermen are just hoping they catch some fish, most people, when they go to market their business, they're just hoping, their marketing works. If you can follow just these basic three elements, identify your target client, figure out where you can reach them, and understand and define what their needs, wants, and desires are, and develop a message around that. That is the key elements of a good marketing strategy. Same with fishing. So that's it for this video. If you like the content, feel free to share, like it, subscribe if you want to. And if you'd like to learn some more details about how we help business owners and firm owners and financial professionals grow their businesses, there's some links in the description below.